Hello everyone, I welcome you all once again to my education channel, PRABHAVI Education Hub. And in this video, we are going to learn about Buenos Aires Conference in India. This is the city in Argentina where the 11th Ministerial Conference took place. Although there was no consensus or the ministerial outcome, and also there was no substantive outcome also, but discussing about the major developments is very important because you have to understand each and every aspect of WTO, the problems related to it, and that is why these conferences becomes very important. This was 11th, and each one is important right from the first to 11th. So there are major points you have to remember of each conferences. However, from the Indian perspective, UPSC perspective, Indian agriculture, trade, etc. perspective, Doha declaration is very important. Doha declaration. Then Nairobi negotiation, which was my last class, is also very important. So this is chapter 16.8. So make sure that you have also watched my previous videos. They are very important, and do subscribe to the channel and do not forget to press the bell icon. That will enable you to get the video at the right time. Whenever I upload, you will get the notification. After the class, you have to take a screenshot of this slide also, because this will help you as a note. This is the note available to you. Okay. First point, 11th Ministerial Conference. This was 11th one, and it took place in Buenos Aires, and Buenos Aires is in Argentina. The dates were it was between 10th to 13th December 2017. Okay. So it ended without a ministerial declaration. So as I told you before, at the beginning of class only, there was no ministerial declaration due to lack of consensus or any substantive outcome also. But there was a unanimous view among the members that it was extremely well conducted with complete openness and transparency, and the process afforded everyone ample opportunity to express their views, let it be developed or developing or least developed countries. So these are the three groups in basically the countries are identified into, and there is a tug of between developed countries and developing LDC, etc. So tug of between developed versus developing plus LDC. So LDC somehow support developing countries, because developing countries are very kind towards these countries, least developed countries. These are the major countries from continents such as Africa, then South America also. Okay, European countries are mostly developed ones, and developing are somehow Asian countries. Asian and some countries of Africa also are developing countries. South America also. So not all countries of these continents such as South America and Africa are least developed, but the major number of least developed countries are from these continents only. Anyway, so there was a unanimous view that it was extremely well conducted and with complete openness and transparency, and the process afforded everyone ample opportunity to express their views. Okay. Next, now we will discuss some major developments. Decisions were expected on a permanent solution on food security, okay, and other agricultural issues such as agricultural subsidy, etc. But there was no decision, there was no consensus upon this decision, because USA, United States of America, strongly opposed these discussions. This is the country basically opposed strongly against the agricultural reforms based on the current WTO mandates and rules, because it is somehow against the will of USA. So there was a lack of consensus on this. but work on permanent solution on the public stock holding for food security purpose. This I briefed you in the Nairobi negotiation wala video mein. You have to see that also. So public stock holding for food security purpose, there is a requirement of permanent solution on this issue. Agricultural special safeguard mechanism, again there is a requirement of permanent solution, and agricultural domestic support will continue. So countries like developing and least developed countries will continue these issues because these are very important, and all the countries are not equal. Not all the countries are equal among the economic and social conditions, such as USA is very strong as far as the economy is concerned. Somehow, other countries from Africa, South America, etc. are not so strong economically, and also there is social problems also. So there must be equality. For this they are discussing these issues. Okay. Next. Now a work program on disciplines of on fisheries subsidies with a view to arriving at a decision by Ministerial Conference 12. So there was a consensus then that a work program on the discipline of fisheries subsidies, and we will arrive at the decision by MC 12. So members were basically somehow in the support. Next. They also decided to continue with the non-negotiating mandate of existing work program on the e-commerce. So they do not want to negotiate on the mandate of existing work program on e-commerce. However, these issues such as e-commerce, okay, and global value chain are the major concerns of developed countries. Somehow labor reforms, labor laws, international labor laws, then environmental concerns. These are the concerns of developed countries. But the developing and least developed countries do not want any negotiation on the existing work program on e-commerce. Okay. Next. New issues like investment facilitation, okay, MSME, gender and trade, okay, then which lacked a mandate or consensus, ministerial decisions were not taken forward, so there was a lag. India stood firm on what? On its stand on multilateralism, rule-based consensual decision making, and independent and credible dispute resolution and appellate process, the centrality of development and spatial and different treatment. So these are the basic concept upon which WTO stands. So India stood firm on this. Basically there must not be any change as per the India's stand in these terms because they are basic feature of WTO. India also continue to negotiate with the countries with the similar views at a mini ministerial conference. So unity in the members is required to fight with developed countries. So India is basically trying to negotiate with the countries with the similar views at mini ministerial conferences. So overall that's all from this video. I hope you understand the major developments of Buenos Aires conference and India. And these developments you need to remember because all are important, such as permanent solution on food security, such as permanent solution on public stock holding, then a work program on fisheries is also important, then non-negotiating factor in developing countries, our country do not want this, then new issues like investment facilitation, etc., India's stand. That's all. So you have to take the screenshot and you have to revise it many times, multiple times. So that's all from this video. Bye.